I'm still shocked every time I have a client who starts being rude to me because they're not selling enough. It's still always it's gotten to the point where I have to stifle myself from laughing, because I'm like, well, what I'm thinking in my head as you're being rude to me is, this isn't because of me that you're in the situation you're in. You're not selling enough cars. That has nothing to do with what I do. But I still have people, and it happens. It doesn't happen very often. I think I've got maybe 3 clients right now that for some reason feel like they're entitled to be rude. But it happens with a lot of people on my team, that we've all got, a handful of clients that just want to be jerks, just want to be exceedingly rude and borderline unprofessional. And I have the same thing to say, no matter if it's mine, a client of mine, or a client someone else's. The car world is really small. It really is. And if you want the best to work with you, either at a vendor or at a dealership or in your company, and you have a reputation for treating people like garbage like that, that's going to hit a wall pretty fast. Because if you're that guy, pretty sure everybody knows you're that guy. I know people like that, people who are jerks to, account executives, account reps, vendors. They probably don't care. But the people who represent them, we care. Like, we care how you're treating your vendors. We care how you're treating the people who are just trying to help you sell cars. Like, we all have the same goal in mind. We just want you to sell more cars. That's it. So, let me ask a question. Do you think that I'm going to work harder at trying to find solutions to help you sell more cars if you're treating me like garbage? If you're treating me like you're entitled? I'll go ahead and eliminate that drama for you. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go above and beyond. I'm not going to work harder for you if all you're going to do is treat me like garbage on the other side of it. Because there's what's in it for me? You're obviously a bad operator, because if you treat a perfect stranger like that, I guarantee that's how you're treating your staff at your store, which means you have a high turnover at your store, which means you're probably not going to sell a lot of cars in the long run because you can't keep people there. So, what's in it for me? I don't get that. Hey, Candace, you helped us out. We're selling a lot of cars. Thank you so much. That thing makes me work out, makes me work harder, makes me go above and beyond, makes me want to help you. Hey, Candace, we're not selling a lot of cars, and I'm not really sure where to go next. I'm not really sure what to look at. Can you help me out in figuring out where to go next and what to look at so I can figure this problem out? Absolutely, 100%. But at no time have I ever gone above and beyond for someone is like, well, that sounds like a you problem. Well, maybe you should dig in a little harder to figure out what you're doing wrong if we're not selling cars. I don't sell the cars. I don't. If you want me to come sell the cars, it's going to cost a lot more than what you're paying us to do your marketing. But I just do the marketing. That's the ones that fascinates me. We're not selling enough cars. That sounds like a you problem. Product process numbers are product process people. Product process people. Sorry, I was getting a little caught up in the ex-CEO, his mantra for our company. But product process numbers. If you're not selling cars, those are the first 3 things, the first 3 pillars of your business that you have to look at in order to see where the gaps are, where the obstacles are to you selling more cars. And if you can't find it in those 3 things, then you're not looking at them correctly. I don't know what else to tell you there. I did an audit form for the stores that I consulted with that it would help me kind of navigate through and make sure I was checking every box. Like, okay, I need to look for this piece here because that piece is going to be indicative of this piece over here. It's all an ecosystem. All those things, people, product, process, those are all part of an ecosystem that is your dealership. You cannot have one of those pieces broken. One of those pillars are broken. The whole thing is going to be broken soon enough. So if you don't have product, it doesn't matter how good your people and processes are, the whole thing's going to crumble. If you don't have processes, but your people and your product's really good, sorry, that's not going to work either. If you have a really good product, really good process, but your people are not good, for whatever reason, either you're not training them, they have a toxic work environment, they're not empowered to speak to customers completely and transparently, then it's not going to work either. So those 3 pillars, that's the foundation of having the healthy dealership. That's the foundation of having healthy sales traffic. If you don't have those, there's no amount of paid digital marketing that's going to navigate you out of that. So a lot of the stores, I remember the stores that I would consult with, the Nissan stores, a lot of times they would get, I would have stores in rural areas like rural New Mexico, and they would get platinum Armadas and platinum Titan trucks, and then, you know, get criticized by the sales team for not selling them. Well, if the median income in my area is $40,000, I can't sell a $90,000 truck. So that's definitely, there's some hard conversations that I've seen dealers have to have with operations managers, and I'm sure it's the same for no matter what OEM you work with, saying, hey, we can't sell a platinum version of this vehicle here. It just won't sell. It will have birthdays. So there's no reason for me to take that vehicle. So I really challenge, and I know this comes with a lot more layers and a lot more ripple effects than I'm covering here, but I really challenge your inventory managers to not take those vehicles that you know won't sell. There are some exceptions. Now, believe me, I know. There's some where like, oh, if you don't take these, you're not going to get these Versas. I get it. I know. It's a game. It's algebra. It's OEM algebra that you have to do. Sometimes take those units that aren't going to sell in order to get the ones that will. I get it. But what I am saying to you is, don't come back to the paid marketing vendor with that same frustration that, hey, you need to work at selling this vehicle, because that's not my job. I can't sell or market to sell. I got asked a couple of months ago to sell, I think it was 3 Escalades that were well over $100,000. I think they were like $120,000 to $150,000 a piece, 3 of them. And they were tricked out. They were pretty nice, but there's no amount of paid advertising that's gonna sell those. They're just not gonna move. So I did give them other ideas. So if you have something like that, if you have those unique vehicles, what I would challenge you to do is look for companies that do high-end rental cars. Look for companies that do high-end, maybe limousine or maybe drivers that need high-end cars, and really make them. So if I've seen these before, platinum Armadas that don't have window tinting. Are you kidding me right now? Come on. You need to have like a limo tint on those. You need to have all the aftermarket accessories, the really nice mats, things like that. And then push it to that person, that buyer. That's not going to be your standard Nissan buyer. Nissan has a very wide gamut of buyers. So you have to have marketing that appeals to buyers all across that spectrum of buyers. People who need to have buyers and the want to have buyers. That's all encompassed. That's not just Nissan, that's just one that I've worked with the most. So have your marketing plan set up. Your 3 pillars need to be solid, and then you can see success where possibly others might struggle. That's all I got for this week. Happy selling.